Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to another episode of Stonehearth. I think today we're probably going to talk about food. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. It's on my mind. I'm trying to decide what I want to cook, so... Gonna be another one of those. Sorry if you're waiting for lunch at work and this is gonna make you starve or something. Hopefully you're not. Well, you know, fuck it. You can watch wherever the hell you want. If you have time to watch this at work while still getting your work done, that's your business. So I'm not gonna worry about it. But, I recently started making miso soup, like, at home, which is something I'd wanted to do for a while, because miso soup is pretty delicious. But I'm kind of struggling to find a reason to make it, because the problem I have with miso soup is basically that it's not filling enough to be a real meal. And it, like, basically I have to do dishes if that's not the right thing. I have to do dishes if I make it. But the kind of food it is, it's an appetizer, for lack of a better way of putting it. Or not an appetizer, it's a side dish or something. So it's something that you have as well as something else. And the problem that I have with it is if I'm cooking at home, does it make any sense to do extra dishes so that I can have a side dish? And usually for me the answer is no. The only time I really make it now is when Karen's here, which is fine. I don't need to make it all the time. It's just, you know, I wish I could make it more filling. And I know I put tofu in it and that helps a lot. So the tofu's nice. Green onions I'm not as into. Seaweed I'm not into. And then from there you're kind of like, well... I mean, it's fine if you do it differently and have other things in it, but is it really miso at that point? You're talking about something else mainly. I want to destroy these. Yes. There we go. So, I've thought about putting... I can't... Well, I don't know. Could I do miso soup with noodles? Actually, this is an interesting idea now. I wonder what else I could do with miso as a soup base. Because who cares if it's not miso, right? You could put other things in it. So I would probably do maybe chicken or noodles. And do like chicken noodle soup, but instead of chicken broth, you do miso. That might be kind of cool. I'm sure there's other stuff I could do. I could just do miso and rice. Yeah, you know what? That'd probably be the right way to do it. I'd just have white rice and then miso soup and I'd be fine. Because the rice would fill me up and be boring, and the miso would taste good and not fill me up, and it's kind of the best of both. That would actually work. That's so boring though. Like, I want more stuff in the miso soup so that the soup itself could be a thing. And also, that doesn't really solve the 2 sets of dishes problem. And rice goes in the rice cooker, which is a different thing, but still. Yeah, I don't know. What do I... Okay, back to figuring out interesting things to do with miso soup. I gotta look online. I'm sure there's something I could do. What I really want to do... You know what? More than anything, I'd like to start making chicken katsu or tonkatsu. Because the problem I have with tonkatsu normally is that there's like a streak of fat running through it, and it's like nasty to look at it and see this like glistening thing of like gelatin fat lining its way through the different pieces of tonkatsu. And I'd really like to just not have that. Just give me like straight pork. I don't want the like seam of fat going through the meat. It's kind of nasty. So, I know I fucked up the placement, by the way. I'm just waiting for them to put it down so I can tell them to move it. Or I can just use it. Yeah, let's just use it. So, but if I make it myself, I can control that, and I could, you know, avoid having that by cutting it or something. And I don't think tonkatsu's that hard to make. Frying is a little bit of a pain in the ass, because I don't really have anywhere to dispose of that amount of oil easily. And I don't want to clog up the drains here. So, I gotta figure that part out. But, I'm sure it's doable. There's gotta be ways to do it, so I'll figure it out. Never fried anything, actually. Never in my life have I cooked plenty of shit, but I've never fried a single thing. I mean, not fried, not deep fried. Or even deep fried, but like I fried things in the sense that I've put them in a pan with a little bit of oil and burned them. Not burned them, but cooked them that way. And that I do all the time, but that's not really frying. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Maybe once I get a bigger place or have my own... Oh, you're fucked, buddy. Yeah. Wow, you were carrying a ton of shit. I fucking hate ogres. You're such a prick, dude. Stop breaking my gates. Why do we even have this here? I should just deconstruct this fucking thing. I genuinely don't know why I've left this here. But whatever, we'll just... People are it keeps the stonemason busy. Let's just leave it at that and keep it here. I think that's acceptable. Do they have a healer? No, there's no way. This wave doesn't have healers, so what the hell? It's taking that guy forever to die. Alright, I think we're good. Yep, that was all of them. Yeah, what else could I put in miso? Fish doesn't really go with it. Not in it, anyway. I'd put fish on the side, but it's a separate thing. Maybe I should just suck it up and make it with other stuff. Don't worry about it so much. It's probably the right way to handle it, but... I don't know, it just bugs me to have, like... You know, alright, I gotta get a pot for the miso soup, I gotta get a pot for whatever else we're eating, and then you gotta get the rice cooker dirty because you have rice as well, and there's like, at the end of the day, there's like 20 different things to wash. It's just obnoxious. Doesn't seem like it's worth it, but... I think probably rice, miso soup, and then like some small amount of meat. I haven't made teriyaki myself ever, but I do like it. Kind of. Maybe I should start doing like teriyaki salmon. I don't really like teriyaki chicken that much, but salmon could work. Give me an excuse to eat more salmon, that would be nice. I mostly eat chicken. Be good to diversify my meat diet a little bit. And what I really need in that meal is vegetables, though, because I don't eat that many. Yeah, green onion. I mean, you could put green onions in the miso soup, but that's not really a serving of vegetables. That's like one stalk of green onion usually, unless you're making the soup like half green onion, which is not really advisable. We'll get rid of these. We'll sell some leather. Actually, like, I should sell some actual leather. Where's leather? Seriously though, where is leather? Does it just disappear? What did I just sell? Fuck. Okay, well, they're out of money, so fuck it. Oh well. Yeah, I'll look online and find some weird versions of miso soup that have different stuff that I can put in it. You just treat it like any other soup broth and do stuff. You know what I actually kind of want to learn how to make is spicy miso. Because I have that. I get that as like a pre-made thing for... There's a really nice... Thankfully there's a Japanese grocery store nearby that has a lot of... Like it's... I enjoy ramen, but I fucking hate like the dried ramen noodles. They're not real noodles. Like I like real ramen. Like good, full-on ramen. Like restaurant ramen. So the Japanese grocery store nearby has that. Like as a happy medium between it's easy to make, but it's also not the dried bullshit that tastes like crap. And the flavor packets are actually like liquid too, so it's real stuff. It's not just trash. Like the MSG powder crap that you get with Top Ramen. I hate that stuff. But one of those is spicy miso, which I very much enjoy. I used to never go for anything spicy, but I'm kind of discovering that a lot of the spicy stuff isn't really actually all that spicy, which means that I can handle it pretty easily. And I've been enjoying that. Because it's good. Like I had a spicy salmon and avocado sushi earlier this week. That was great. It was a little different. I was used to the just basic stuff, but the flavor that you get with the spice is kind of nice. I enjoyed it. It was just different and nice, and that was a good break from the usual. I think we should have enough. I'm not going to worry about making more clay right now. Yeah, it looks like they have plenty. They're just not, like, doing their job for some reason. No, we'll let them worry about that. And then, of course, spicy miso, like I said, is not that bad. The one thing that kills me, though, is the sesame stuff. Like, you give me, like, what do they call it? Tauntaun ramen, I think? And it's like sesame broth. That shit is like, I'll eat it and it's good, I enjoy it, but it fucking clears my sinuses. Like, it destroys my sinuses. And I wouldn't say that it makes me cry, but I definitely get closer to my eyes watering, let's put it that way. It's really spicy. But not really, well, I don't know, it's weird. It's like a different kind of spicy. This is a problem. I'm not very experienced with spicy food, so my mentality is that, like, well, this is different, but I couldn't tell you how or why. It doesn't really put me in a good position to explain why it's that way. I don't know. But sesame, for whatever reason, gets to me much worse than any other spicy stuff. Yeah, spicy Mexican food is good too. But ever since I was sick, like I didn't get sick because of the Mexican food. I think I just had the flu, but I got sick immediately after eating Mexican food. And now I'm sort of like, I know it wasn't the Mexican food that caused it, but I kind of don't want to eat any for a while. It kind of puts me off right now. So I've been avoiding it, and I've just been eating. That's why I'm mainly talking about Japanese food here. I've mainly been eating either American, which is boring, or Japanese. I've had a lot of Japanese food. I've gone to like 3 different sushi places in the last week. One of them was fucking out of control. It's like 3 people is like $100. And well, okay, I'm not... This isn't a complaint, but my portion of that was $10, because I got 2 orders of salmon and avocado rolls, which were delicious, very well made, they were good. They were like 90% rice, but they were still good. And that was like $12 with tax. But then the other stuff, and they just ordered like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different rolls, somehow came out to like $100 total for all of us. It was just, even if each one of the ones that they ordered was $10 a pop, it's still fucking like not $100. So we got kind of screwed eating there. I'm probably not going to go there again just because it was too much fucking money. It came out to like 35 bucks a person. But really, if you do the math, it was actually more like $12 for one person and then like $50 each for 2 people. And they didn't even, like, they weren't going ham or anything. It's not like they were trying to screw me. They definitely weren't. It was just like, well, what the fuck? This is not, like, we didn't order that much. What are you doing? There's no way the bill should be this much. So I wasn't complaining about it to them either. I'm not trying to complain about it now. It's just, I'm more like in disbelief that the restaurant charged that much for what we got. But the other places I've gone have all been... I mean, I generally get the boring stuff personally, so they haven't been that bad at all. Like, probably my runner-up after the salmon avocado stuff is, like, salmon nigiri, which is nothing. It's just, you know, if you don't know what that is, it's you probably know what it is. It's just, you know, a piece of salmon on a little bit of wasabi on a thing of rice. It's the super basic stuff. And that also is, I mean, that one's a little bit more expensive, but usually it's not that bad. So I tend to go cheap. And then it's weird because I mean, I never really knew, right? But apparently sushi's not that big in Japan, so I figured Karen would be super into it, but no, she's more about the, you know, show her typical order, and I'm on board with this for at least the tonkatsu part, is tonkatsu, a little bit of sushi, which is pretty much the same stuff I get. She actually likes that a lot too, which is salmon avocado, like I said, and then baked mussels, which I have no fucking clue what that is, and I'm probably never going to eat it. But she likes it, so that's cool. It just comes in a shell. It's like a bunch of stuff mixed together in one of the scallop or mussel shells. Seems cool. Not my thing. I'm not into shellfish. Or actually, do like clams and stuff count as shellfish? I guess they do, right? They're not really the same thing as like crab or lobster, but they're still shellfish, right? I don't know. Whatever. I'll look it up. Be interesting. Mainly because I'm dumb. Kind of can't believe that I don't know if that actually is what they count as. But I don't eat them, so I have an excuse, I guess. But yeah, it's, you know, not really that much sushi for her, which was always very surprising to me. That's cool though, because it gave me, like, it made me feel less bad about being interested in stuff like tonkatsu and chicken katsu, which are delicious, though I don't go, she loves it because of the sauce. I love it because it's basically fried meat, or breaded meat, which is quite good. Something that would be fun to make at home, but also fairly difficult just because of the oil disposal situation. I don't really feel like making anything here. I think we're good. We haven't gotten any new ore. We got a little bit here. A little bit there. Let's see about the mine. Is this 2? Yeah, it's 2. Okay. Get some more. Could definitely use some more stone, so get that rolling. House is nearing... I think it's actually done, but they're taking down the scaffolding, so it'll take some time. That's fine, no rush. And they're starting to dig down here, which is also helpful. Let's see. I would love to sell some more stuff, if you don't mind. If I could find where the hell the leather is, that would be great. Does it even show up on here? I think it might not. I'm probably just stupid. Oh, there it is. Okay. 10 gold a pop, that's pretty good. But there's a lot of ingredients that go into that, so I don't know if that's actually a cost-effective option here. Sell some trees. No need to have those clogging up our inventory. And sell some leather as well. And we're done. Alright, got all the guys' money. Works out nicely. I'm going to extend this because they seem to be doing just fine. Give them some more work to do. Yeah, I should probably expand a little bit beyond just Japanese and Mexican and American and Italian, I guess. But American and Italian are kind of overlapped a bit. There's definitely, and when I say Italian, it's really just, oh, well, does it have pasta? I guess that counts as Italian. It's not really Italian, it's more... I mean, all the things I'm making are pretty Americanized, I recognize that. It's not actually really Japanese or Mexican food, it's just, you know, the American equivalent, which usually involves more cheese. Or, like, okay, so here, maybe a little bit of the problem I have with sushi. We're getting very close to getting a new person, by the way. One of the problems I have is I really like avocado and I really like salmon. So, normally the sushi that I want to get is avocado with salmon. But the problem is, what's more common than that, for some fucking reason, I don't know why this is more common, because it's not sushi. Whatever the hell it is, it's definitely not sushi. Is a Philly roll, which is salmon and avocado with cream cheese. And I really don't feel like the cream cheese adds anything there except for fat, and I'd really prefer just to have the salmon and avocado. But what are you gonna do? That seems to be what most of the restaurants have, so that's what I have to default to ordering. I know I could ask them to take off or just not put on the cream cheese, but I don't want to be that guy. I do enough of that as it is. I have enough custom ordering as it is. I don't want to make them have to prepare my shit differently there too. That's weird though, actually, because I'm normally like a little bit allergic to cream cheese. I wonder why I haven't noticed a reaction with any of that. Maybe the combination of the other things with it make it not so bad. I don't know. Couldn't say. It's good though. It's still delicious even if there's cream cheese on it. I just wish it didn't have cream cheese, that's all. I really prefer just the salmon and avocado, because then I don't have to hate myself after eating it or feel dirty ordering that in a Japanese restaurant. Be like, oh, you're not here for Japanese food, you're here to get fat, fatty. That's how I feel when I order a Philly roll. But that's okay. Still delicious, that's all that matters. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's episode, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next one as well. Take care.